What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Terrence.
What's up?
And the reason that we are a day late recording this episode, because Micah can't just it's one thing if you drop something heavy on your foot, right? And it's one thing if you're working around a weight bench, you can say to yourself, "Oh, I dropped the weight on my foot because I was pumping too much iron. I was going for one that's too hard." Micah didn't drop a weight on his foot though. Micah, what did you drop on your foot that caused you to break your toe?
I dropped a weight bench on my foot. Not the weight, but the actual bench that you sit on. I dropped that on my foot. Now, look, this is one of them weight benches that had like an adjustable back, right? So I had the back up, right? And I grabbed the back and I grabbed the seat. As soon as I picked the thing up, but the seat is adjustable for some reason, and the seat bent, and then it fell on my foot and it hit my big toe. Wasn't my pinky toe, like Della Reese in Harlem Nights, but it was my big toe. And see, if it was my pinky toe, I would have done the show, right? Because you don't need a pinky toe. But the big toe, like if you don't have a big toe, you can't stand. Like that's just a fact. So yeah, I dropped it on my toe and I got x-rays, and then the doctor said, "Oh, you should be fine. Just tape it up." And shit hurt. And I might need to find a new doctor because she's she's like Dr. Nick Riviera. You know what I mean? She's like a one-person practice, you know, and she has her office is like no bigger than like my upstairs.
Did she also get her degree from Hollywood Backstage Medical School?
I mean, Hollywood, Maryland.
Is it in like a food court?
It's next to
a fucking supermarket.
It's next to a Safeway. Like it's not even in the medical park. It's next to a Safeway. Yeah,
I think you might want to find a new doctor.
Yeah,
you at least got to get one in a business park.
Right, exactly. Not one in Little Ethiopia in Silver Spring next to a Safeway.
Actually, I can't fucking talk. My pediatrician was right next to where the Shoppers was in Randallstown, where the Bradleys used to be.
Yeah.
Shoppers was.
It might still be there. It's where Walmart. It's where Walmart is now. It's where Walmart is now, I think.
Oh wait.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Right?
They used to have a regular shopping.
They used to have a Shoppers and an F&M, and I remember that F&M because I got caught stealing from that F&M. That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it must have been before. What the fuck? I don't remember.
I was in ninth grade when I got caught stealing at that F&M. Yeah, so that was 1994.
By where the theater used to be.
Right behind there, basically.
There, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's still humorous for me that we all grew up in the same area, basically. So anyhow, we're talking video games on this video game podcast this week. Now that we're a few minutes in, there's a couple of new games I've been playing. One of which I'm actually going to save till topic of the week because I'm mad at everybody for not telling me how awesome a particular game was that came out last year. But for new stuff, Micah and myself have both been playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
now, Micah,
to how this is.
Now remember, Micah's perspective is someone who really likes Marvel and has played both the other games, and my perspective is someone who is the opposite of those things and was just looking for kind of like Diablo Light with Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, and I
don't think you can get Diablo.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Terrence, because what you see what they've done with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is they've built a somewhat deep like RPG build system in the game. They just forgot to craft a game around it to utilize that system. Is what they've done.
All right.
I mean, can you please elaborate?
So in Ultimate Alliance, right? You pick through a ton of different characters. I think there's 30 characters in the base game, and there's going to be 30 more through DLC later on. And you team up and you go on missions. And right now I'm playing through the campaign, and look, the levels are fucking pretty rudimentary. It's go to a room, beat up some guys, go to a room, beat up some guys, go to a room, fight a mini boss, go to a room, beat up some guys, and then fight the big boss of the level. Essentially, you have your 4 Marvel dudes, and if you're playing single player, which is all I've done so far, you can freely switch between them. Every hero has a regular and a heavy attack. The regular attacks can be chained together. The heavy attacks cannot, but they obviously do more damage. Each character also has 4 special moves. You don't start with all 4. You get them as you level up. You can upgrade those moves, but upgrading them just basically means they either use less of your energy gauge, or they'll deal more damage or more stagger damage, which is important because the big enemies in the game all have a stagger bar that you have to deplete before you can really hurt them. And so the problem that I have though with the characters is that they're all kind of the same. Like obviously they're different.
yeah.
But they're all attacks kind of just do the same. Like they look different on screen, but Wolverine lunges forward with his claws as you jam the attack button, or Spider-Man just shoots out fucking webs. But it's the same basic attack, essentially.
There are a set number of types of attacks in the game, and look, that's to be kind of expected with a game that has 30 characters. Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to get, there's only so much, right? Like now they don't have things like Beastmasters, where you can control familiars and stuff like that, or summoners. So the character classes are very rudimentary, but some of them are different. Mm-hmm. They're different enough that you can have a squad of 4 different people, and you just gotta kind of pick the ones you want that have the abilities that you want. Like half the cast has a launcher, 3/4 of the cast has some sort of self projectile. There's a couple of range people. All the range people suck.
Yeah, half of them have, or like 3/4 have like a rapid fire attack that you can keep pressing the button to. And
you just have to, find the right combination. The right combination is X-Force. That's the right combination.
So where the builds come into play though is that there's bonuses galore in the game. Like you get bonuses for picking certain team members together that'll give you bonus across certain stats. There's like a fucking Final Fantasy X-esque sphere grid essentially that you can dump currencies into to get bonuses for all of your characters that are permanent, that just kind of lap over top of them. There's these equipable crystals that you can find in the game that are called ISO 8, which give individual characters specific bonuses. So you can tweak the characters, to match certain builds that you're trying to make and things of that nature. So there is stuff to do and there's stuff to tweak and to play with. But my biggest problem is those things don't fundamentally change how you really play with those characters. Like you can put stuff on them to accentuate their specific abilities, which the game doesn't really do a good job of telling you which stats you should be boosting, by the way, for certain characters. Like it just kind of expects you to figure it out, I guess.
Well, each character, if you look at like if you go into your team menu, not your hero select, but your team menu, mm-hmm. Each character has that like web.
Yeah, they have like the fucking like
and the web, the color of the web is that person's particular specialty. So if it's purple,
okay. I didn't get that because they don't explain that to you.
No, they don't. They don't explain that at all. No.
And then but arguably the bigger problem with the game is that so you have the campaign, and there's 2 difficulties at the outset, and when you beat the game, it unlocks a 3rd harder difficulty, so you can play through all the different campaign levels at your whim. And then you have these infinity trials, which are just remixed versions of the campaign stages with different modifiers placed on them to make them more difficult. And then each Infinity Trial, aside from completing it, has like 3 objectives to complete to try to get 3 stars. And if you get 3 stars, or if you get 3 stars on all of them in a certain group, then it unlocks a hidden character that you get access to. And there's 4 of those groups, and they can add more through DLC. But outside of playing the regular levels and outside of playing these Infinity Trials, there's not a whole lot to do in the game.
Which,
like, you're just replaying that content over and over again.
Which is Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, pretty much.
that is it. That is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like it is like I finished the campaign, and the problem, not a problem, but the issue is that once you realize that X-Force is the right combination, like you're gonna rip through people. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, Wolverine might be the best character in the game.
He's pretty good. He's been on my team for the last little while here. So.
Yeah, Wolverine, Psylocke, Nightcrawler, Deadpool.
Yeah,
that's your squad. That's it. You can once you accept the fact that you are going to be that this is X-Force Legends, you are going to just tear through that game.
Now, I don't want to sound down on the game, by the way. It is fun to beat the shit out of fucking people on the screen. It's a good time. Yeah. Like, I'm enjoying myself playing it. But I just know that at the end of the road, there's no real end game, ironically, in this Marvel fucking Ultimate Alliance game.
Okay.
I see what you did.
Yeah. There's no real, listen, unless you want to max out all the characters.
And that's pretty much what the first one was. Like, I picked, like, is there a level cap? How does that work? Or is it just like that web?
So I'm sure there is one. It's probably 99 though. It's
probably 99. It's at least 65 because the last Infinity Trial like selection screen, the most difficult Infinity Trial is for level 65 and up. So it's at least level 65. Yeah, that's Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like it is exactly what I wanted from a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
Really? So what you're telling me is that I didn't miss anything by not playing the first 2. Okay, good.
No. everything about what you are talking about, like that's literally the whole deal. The stupid camera,
it is a really stupid camera.
It really is. No matter what, like they have heroic camera, which is even worse.
It's amazing that there are just games that exist that are popular that they could just rip off if they wanted to, and nobody would even begrudge them. No one would even care. But they're just like, nah, we're gonna make this dumb fucking like dumbass camera, and then there's gonna be like every other room you go into is gonna have a fixed camera that you can't adjust.
Right. So it's weird because like there's a lock on, but there's only a lock on if you use the dumb camera. And I would appreciate a lock on, and you can only lock on like tougher enemies. You can't lock on just like regular enemies. But look, the game is fun, man. It's super fun. It's very rewarding to beat levels that you couldn't before, but at the same time, it's like if you're strong enough, you can just plow through anything, right? Like each of those Infinity Trials has modifiers.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're strong enough, modifiers don't mean nothing. You can whoop anybody's ass. So it's not an especially deep game, but it is a fun game to play, and my OCD will not allow me to not have everybody leveled up.
That is a shame because there are some characters in this game that are not fun to play with. They're awful. Iron Man fucking sucks.
Yo, why is Iron Man a punchy character? Why is he a punchy character, yo? Why is he a punchy character?
Basically, the core Avengers team outside of Thor is balls. Cap is bad unless he's good when you level him up.
Every single one of the spiders are terrible.
I like Spider-Gwen. She's the only one. That's the only one,
and that's because she's got that spray.
Right, that's the only reason.
And that's it. They're all bad.
Miles Morales is fucking atrocious. Don't ever use Miles Morales.
He's the worst, man. Like I was really pissed about that, man.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Like if you're a big Marvel fan,
confused. Like, is it just like not fun to look at his moveset, or his moveset is
so like we said, like there are doubles, right? There's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's abilities consist of shooting one web to immobilize an enemy, right? Like this is just one move that they all share, right? Spider-Man's base move is shooting a web to immobilize an enemy. Yeah. Miles's move, because in the comics, Miles was bitten by a different spider. He has different powers, like he can shoot electricity and stuff like that. So Miles's web move is he can shoot a web that can incapacitate an enemy with electricity instead of webs, and it does minor shock damage. And then Gwen's web move is she uses two hands, because women are smarter than men apparently, and sprays, and the webbing comes out in an arc, so you can hit multiple people.
Area effect. Okay.
Yeah. And but they're all the same move, right? And that's one of the more like advanced cases of duplicate moves. Everybody else, like if you had like Nightcrawler, right? Nightcrawler has this move where he just spins around, right? Everybody's got a move like that. Luke Cage has a move where he just punches like crazy, right? So does Ms. Marvel. So does the Hulk. Like, and they're not different. You know what I mean? Like it's I do like Nightcrawler because Nightcrawler does have a lot of samey moves, but he can teleport two people to do those moves. Yeah. So if you are like there's a modifier that you can press, and the closest person next to you will, if you press that button, you'll do a team up move together. Well, if you're Nightcrawler, you can do it from a little further away, and he will teleport to that person and then do the move with certain moves. So yeah, look, I like it. Obviously I finished it. Right. And I literally have it playing in the background right now. And I'm looking forward to Cyclops. Please don't make Cyclops just like an Iron Man clone, because I don't like Iron Man.
Well, and like I said, that's the thing. So like if you're a big Marvel fan, there's a ton of fan service in the game. There are several characters that I have no idea who they are.
Nobody knows who Elsa Bloodstone is.
I'm not even worried about that. Like I don't know a single person in the Black Order who are the main antagonists of the game. I'm like, Corvus Glaive, who are you? I've never heard of you in my life. I know Thanos. That's about it. So
every Marvel character that's been in every one of these movies has some sort of representation in this game, and then there are characters that have not been introduced that have representation in the game. What chapter are you on?
I just got to the Dark Dimension.
Okay.
It's post after the X-Men chapter.
Okay. Yeah. You're about halfway through.
I'm probably not going to finish it just because it's I'm just renting it basically right now. Yeah. And B, when we talk about what we're going to talk about during Top of the Week for me,
you're occupied.
I'm busy. I'm busy at the moment. So
I mean, look, that is understandable.
It's fine though. Like I said, if you're a big Marvel fan and you don't mind a shallow beat 'em up, it's fun and it's worth buying. I would say you'll get a good 20 to 30 hours of enjoyment out of it at least.
Yeah. So and, there's free DLC coming, and there's paid DLC coming. So
just don't expect a Diablo level game. That's you just have to level set your expectations.
Yep.
So new releases this week. It is kind of a big week for new releases. 2 Wolfenstein games are coming out. Wolfenstein Youngblood on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. This is, of course, the 20 or 30 year later, like sort of mini sequel to Wolfenstein 2. It takes place in the 1980s. BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters are trying to rescue him. It can be played cooperatively as well, which should be pretty neat. Wolfenstein Cyber Pilots is a VR game coming on PlayStation VR, and I'm pretty sure on the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive as well. Fire Emblem Three Houses is coming to the Nintendo Switch. So if you've been looking for your Fire Emblem fix, you can basically play Harry Potter Fire Emblem, because that is essentially what this game is.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy Strike comes to PS4 and Switch. This came out on PC a little while ago. This is the fighting game from the folks, or from the dude that made Yomi, which Micah liked a lot, the card game, and who made Puzzle Strike, which is a board game that I like a lot as well. The gentleman, I now can't remember his name, but the guy that made it, he basically did like the balancing and developing for Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix a few years ago. So, and he just made his own fighting series. So something to look forward to if you're looking for a fighter. Wargroove comes to PS4 after releasing on Switch and PC at some point. This is like kind of like an Advanced Wars strategy style game. And then it wouldn't be a new week on Dense Pixels without another simulator game, hot on the heels of Car Mechanic Simulator. Last time we now have Garage Mechanic Simulator, and I don't know what the fucking difference is between Car Mechanic Simulator and Garage Mechanic Simulator.
You're repairing cars in the first one, and you're repairing garages.
I just took a look at this Fantasy Strike game.
Mm-hmm.
No,
not a fan.
It doesn't look good. Like it might be good, but it probably isn't.
I think the whole purpose that he made it with was to make a very accessible fighting game that has depth that you can get into later on. Again, I haven't played it. If it's cheap enough, I might check it out. Just because, again, I liked the tabletop games he made, and I like Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix.
And it's on it looks like a mobile game, but it's coming out on PlayStation 4.
It came out on PC originally. I think it's been on Steam for a little while now. I mean, if I got it, I'd play it on Switch, obviously. So that would probably be the way to go.
Looking at a little bit more. I would try it just because of the fighting game, and I just play all of them. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay.
So, speaking of the Nintendo Switch, it is a very Switch-rich news docket. So, hot on the heels of the Nintendo Switch Lite, which we talked about last week, there's a new version of the Nintendo Switch coming out this fall. This isn't like a Switch 2.0 or like a Switch Plus or Switch Slim. It's just what companies always do, where they'll put out like kind of just like a redone version of the same thing with some minor tweaks and upgrades that aren't worth making a big deal about. The big one with this one is that it is extending the battery life of the Switch console. So it's going to get between 4.5 and 9 hours per charge in handheld mode, depending on what game you're playing. That is an improvement from the current Nintendo Switch, which gets between 3 and 6 hours per charge. Yeah,
3 hours.
That's a pretty fair upgrade. It also has it's changing the system on a chip processor, storage, and CPU board on the console as well. Apparently, this will be easily recognized. The box that is coming in is going to be all red, I think. So if you go to the store and you want to make sure you get this new one, just make sure you get the box that is all red. But yeah, so new Switch coming out. Again, not something if you already own a Switch that you need to get rid of it to get this new one. But if you have not bought one yet, perhaps wait for the new Switch model to drop to get that better battery life. So also with Nintendo, a couple new Joy-Con colors are coming this fall, and they're actually pretty cool. One of them is they both speak to me for different reasons. One of them is going to be purple and orange, which is going to be the Wario Joy-Cons. They're also the Baltimore Joy-Cons. So if you're a big Baltimore sports fan, make sure you pick up the purple and orange Joy-Cons so you can rep both of your local sports teams. And then there is a neon blue and yellow version that is the Captain Falcon version of the Joy-Cons, also happening to be the colors of one Tottenham Hotspur. So perhaps the blue and yellow Joy-Cons would be my pick.
They're blue and yellow? I thought they were blue and like gray or white.
White is a prominent color for Tottenham, but as far as the actual like colors, blue and yellow are definitely, and it's not gold that Tottenham uses. It is fucking canary yellow, and this is about as close to canary yellow as Nintendo's probably ever going to put out for Joy-Cons.
My weird brain will not allow me to have
two different colors.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can barely accept the fact that the Joy-Cons are different from the base of the system. Yep. I don't like that either.
What color are you Joy-Cons?
I had to find. When I had to get the Switch, I had to find them in gray.
He has the boring ass gray ones. I do the red and blue. That's how I like to roll.
No, gross. That is gross. Do you go out the house in stripes and plaids too?
No, absolutely not. What do you think? I'm some kind of like fucking idiot that can't use a mirror?
All that mismatched shit.
The red and blue having two different colors makes sense when you're using them for two different people.
No,
it does.
Hold it. No, because the buttons are asymmetrical. The left Joy-Con has the left thumbstick in the proper position, but the buttons are in the middle, and it's the opposite for the right one. It's stupid.
Wait, how does that work?
It's the worst. It's terrible.
You have to figure out which thumb you want. You have to figure out which thumb you want to be the long thumb, and then you have to use the controller that
right.
that works the best. Like if I'm ever using half a Joy-Con, I always got to use the right because I don't mind my left thumb being the long thumb when I'm playing a game.
And why is I've never realized that
this is fucking terrible. This is terrible. How can I play a game like this?
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible. Like I have a real issue with weird fucking controllers. Like that's why I had an issue with the GameCube controller. There's weird ass jelly bean buttons. But I don't understand.
And Marvel Ultimate Alliance has the nerve, the unmitigated gall to be like, oh yeah, you can play with just the Joy-Cons. Go fuck yourself. Are you crazy?
I could not imagine doing that, by the way, either.
No.
I didn't realize that the Joy-Cons D-pad essentially were just buttons. Like I just realized.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, then you got to get a Switch Lite where it's one connected D-pad.
Do they have like Joy-Cons where there are actually D-pads? There's a different company like.
Not officially. There's apparently a Hori set of Joy-Cons coming out very soon that actually will like attach to the system, and I'm sure we'll have a legitimate D-pad because it's Hori.
Yeah.
So maybe those would be the ones that you want to get.
Joy-Cons are fucking ugly. Like they're just. I couldn't imagine using one off of the system itself.
Yeah, it's not something I do often. And Mike is right. Like from a symmetry standpoint, from a design standpoint, it's very flawed to put it very kindly for Nintendo.
Small Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that Micah. Like what I would have fully expected Micah to do was to buy the red and blue system just to have a different color controller, but then go out and buy the individual other side matching color. I would have done
that. Yes,
I know you would have. Yeah,
I would have done that because I can't. No, I can't have mismatch. No, doesn't work.
Now, speaking of Joy-Cons, though, apparently a lot of folks have been having problems with drift on their Joy-Cons. So much so that people have actually filed. The law firm of Chemicles, Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith filed a class action lawsuit against Nintendo of America for claims related to a malfunction in Joy-Con controllers known as Joy-Con drift. The preliminary investigation of this suit opened on July 18th, so they're soliciting complaints right now. They have over 5,500 consumers that have contacted them within 24 hours of looking for those issues, so they are going to probably move forward with this lawsuit. Nintendo has put out a statement. They said that if anyone feels as if they are their Switch controller is not responding correctly, to visit the support.nintendo.com websites that they can help. A couple people apparently have done that as well, and they said that they've had problems with drift even like a couple months after getting it back from Nintendo. So I don't know. See, with drift, it's hard, right? Because you can get drift on your controller just through wear and tear, especially if you play a lot of games that have you riding the analog stick for extended periods of time, which is most games nowadays. So they can wear out. I mean, they're mechanical devices that can wear out over time. So it's hard. It seems to me like it'd be hard to discern which issues are from wear and tear, or if it's just the controller is poorly designed to wear out faster.
I was about to ask, because like every controller gets drift eventually, almost. Like, what is it the time, like the short amount of time? Like if you have the controller for like a month, all of a sudden it starts drifting, because that's fucked up. Is that why it's such a big deal?
I think it's more. I think it's more the mass of people that are having problems with it.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing that I've always dealt with. Like eventually my controllers, or either the left or the right D-pad, not the D-pad, the left or right stick, they'll start drifting, and that's like, shit, I got to get a new controller. But if it started happening like 2 months after I got a controller, then yeah, I would be fucking pissed. But that's kind of strange that many people are like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with your product? Like, I shouldn't be walking forward, and I'm not pressing anything right now.
Now, interestingly enough, like of all the controllers that I've ever owned on all my game consoles, I've never had this problem ever. Never had a controller. Never had a controller drift on me.
I think I've had it once with one of them PlayStations.
I've had it on the Xbox, PlayStation 2.
It was either PlayStation 3 or 4, because I was playing a Killzone game and I was like, yo, what is wrong with this? Like, why is this controller working? It might have been my first PlayStation 4. Yeah, I think it was like my first PlayStation 4.
But you can feel it.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you guys from firsthand experiences. So I don't know about Nintendo Joy-Cons. Xbox controllers have a very generous dead zone on them, so they're less likely to be impacted by that, just because you have to work harder, I guess, to get it to that state. The dead zone on DualShock 4s is like teeny tiny. So it doesn't surprise me that if you've had problems with it on a PS4 controller, that's expected, because it has a very small dead zone on the analog stick. And
it was on the right analog stick, the aiming stick.
Yeah, that's where it usually happens, because you're putting so much. You're constantly moving that shit left and right, up, down, and all that, because you're aiming. Yeah. It eventually just starts drifting. So yeah, I mean, I guess a lawsuit though. Like, what are they gonna say? I
mean, we'll see. It seems to me like it's gonna be difficult to prove any ill will on Nintendo's part, or any issue with Nintendo.
Yeah, all that money retaining the lawyer, you could just get another Joy-Con.
Well, no, with a class action lawsuit, that's not how it works. You don't pay for the individual lawyer. The lawyers bring up the case. You can join on as a plaintiff,
and then you get a letter in the mail like, "Hey, you got $5."
Yeah, the lawyers take home, I think, 33% of the settlement, and then the rest of it gets divvied out amongst the plaintiffs.
Oh, so this is basically the lawyers trying to make a buck.
Yes.
Oh, all right, well, fuck them. You can't trust lawyers.
That's funny.
So I think we talked in the show a few weeks ago when Microsoft announced their Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is going to be their service that they're coming out with, that's going to merge Xbox Gold and Xbox Game Pass into one service that exists. Now, they're doing an introductory offer that brings your first month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate down to $1. After that, it's $14.99 a month, or $44.99 every quarter. But they're doing an interesting deal. So if you already have a gold subscription, you can still pay $1 to upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate, And that's also going to upgrade any remaining months that you have left on your current Xbox Live subscription. So if you go out there and you buy a 1-year Xbox Live Gold membership and then put that on your account and then upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate for $1, you just got 13 months of fucking Game Pass Ultimate for that $1. Well, $61 essentially, because you have to pay for the gold membership as well.
Yo, Microsoft just doesn't give a fuck. Like, they're just like, yo, whatever, yo. Like, you pay for Xbox Live, they're just gonna give you all of this shit. Here you go. Like, we know our sales have dropped 50%. It's fine. Here you go.
So for those wondering, Microsoft lets you stockpile
this go round. Good Lord.
Yeah. For those wondering, Microsoft lets you stockpile up to 36 months of gold. So again, you can load up on gold if you want to, pay $1, and now you just got Game Pass for that entire fucking time if you want.
Yo, that's crazy.
I mean, it beats the shit out of
yeah. They don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah. That's pretty wild though. It's pretty wild for a company to do that.
You need people to play your stuff, man. Like, I
but
get
that's
it.
The thing, like, is anybody playing it?
I mean, this is the way to entice them to do it.
I don't know if the story is on here, but yeah, like their sales have literally got cut in half. Have been cut in half over the past like 12 months. Like their base for people buying new systems is 50%. It's weird. Like
I mean, we are at the end of a console cycle. Yeah.
Still, like they're for your play base to get cut in half because there's nothing there for you. You haven't provided your players with anything worth a damn.
Terrence, I think you're just fucking throwing shade on Sea of Thieves for no reason at all. How dare you?
You goddamn right. You were absolutely correct. Apparently that's gotten better though, but whatever. I don't believe them.
Yeah, not that you'll ever fucking try it again after the experience that you had the first time.
Yeah, fuck that fucking game. And then Crackdown 3. Okay. Sure. Jesus Christ, Microsoft. I guess we'll see next console generation.
Well, see what'll happen is you spend $180 to get your 3 years of gold loaded up. You pay your $1 to get your Game Pass for that 3 years, so you're set for there. And then at the end of that 3 years, they'll actually have games coming out for the new Xbox system from all these new studios that have come out. It's a brilliant play to just bridge yourself onto that until that happens.
Man,
then you can be there in time to hear the new announcement of the new Obsidian game that won't probably come out for 2 more years after that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, meanwhile, the other company, Microsoft's chief competitor, making some moves. Evo 2019, which is happening in just about a week and a half as of this recording, is being officially sponsored by Sony PlayStation this year, and PlayStation is going to be making a big announcement at Evo. One can only wonder what it's going to be, and why is it definitely going to be PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Part 2?
Don't.
Now that I think about it,
there's no way they're making another PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale game.
No, stop.
I mean,
no.
Look, when you're riding high, you start doing wacky stuff, right? Like you know how billionaires have so much money that like they don't know what to do with it, so they buy like planes and call them Lolita and have all their pervert pedophile friends just hop on and they have pedophile orgies on the Lolita Express or whatever. Like this is what you do. You make stupid decisions when you're in the lead.
That's pixel.com/premium. What could this announcement be?
Oh shit! I look. It's not going to be like a PlayStation exclusive fighting game, right? Like it can't be fucking PlayStation.
Why would you bother being the fucking chief sponsor of the biggest fighting game tournament in the world unless you had a serious like this can't just be Street Fighter 5 Season 4. No, it cannot just be fucking that.
Is that on PC?
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Okay. All right.
It's got to be something of substance. I'm gonna be disappointed if it's not.
I mean, it has to be a new game, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. But by who and for what? And this is Evo. It's got to be a fighting game because why would you fucking announce some other stupid shit if it's not a fighting game when that's what everybody's here to watch?
This is correct.
All right.
Look, you were joking. Really you were joking. I think you're right.
What else could it be? That's what I'm saying.
I think you're right.
I don't think any of us want it.
And Smash is headlining this year?
Yeah, fuck no, yo. No one is going to be excited for that. People are like,
I mean, Terrence, it is the game with the highest fucking registration this year.
What, Smash?
Yeah.
It's because all those fucking clowns that play Smash are just, they have no choice but to play this one now. Because they finally got rid of the other one after fucking 30 years.
But they can still use their controllers.
They can still use their fucking GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
Good for you. Fucking assholes. But anyway, yeah, it better not be that. It can't be. Like, I refuse. I refuse. Because that will sully Evo.
Real quick, here's the order of finals, by the way, for Evo 2019. So Friday, you get Soul Calibur 6. Saturday, you get Under Night In-Birth, followed by Dragon Ball FighterZ, followed by Samurai Showdown, followed by Mortal Kombat 11. And then Sunday, you get Blaze Blue, Tag Battle, Street Fighter 5 in the afternoon, Tekken 7, and then, of course, your headliner is Smash Bros.
Weird lineup. That's a weird lineup.
I'd like to think that they had enough people complaining.
Last two, like apparently everyone loves. Apparently, like I don't like watching Tekken 7. I just don't. I've tried numerous times. I'm not.
Oh, you don't like watching? I like watching Tekken.
Nah, it's just no. It's too much juggling. Like it's too much. Like not my kind of juggling. Like I like watching.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
you talking about a game like all them fucking Marvel and Dragon Ball that you love.
Yeah,
those games where you can literally juggle someone to death.
Yeah, that's right.
See, right. I actually, for someone that doesn't play Tekken 7, I actually enjoy watching competitive Tekken 7 because it's like watching a fucking karate fight. Like it's like watching a fencing match. Like you two people sparring, and it literally just takes one person to blink, and then the match is over or the round is over.
It's too boring for me. I like fast paced shit.
Yeah, I like the tension. Yeah. I like the tension that builds Tekken.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the fact that Tekken and then Smash. I don't even watch Smash or whatever. Like I appreciate the skill that Smash takes. It's not my thing. It just.
I'm super thrilled about it going on last. It's not going to start until 9 p.m. Sunday, and I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, I can finally go to sleep.
Yeah. So,
wasn't Defending North this past weekend in New York?
I have no idea.
That was actually I watched a little bit of that. That was kind of fun. Mortal Kombat seems to it feels like it's gotten faster. I don't know if it's because like the people have gotten better at the game. But like from where it was when it was first announced to where it's at now, like the gameplay seems a lot faster. Mm. But the fence still terrible. Smash and Mortal Kombat have like the worst.
Yeah, they're all all Smash players are incels, right? Like, that's just a fact. And the majority of NetherRealm people. They feel like they would come from the nether realm. You know what I mean? Like all of them just have bad attitudes and they look greasy. It's just like that's a weird group of people, man. Like that is very much NetherRealm Studios, and their fans are like American wrestling fans, and then all the Japanese like fighting game fans are like Japanese wrestling fans. Like they sit there and they're respectful and shit. Meanwhile, the stupid American fans are up in everybody's faces and shit. Like, I don't know I wasn't. I knock his ass out, fucking stage. Yeah, yo, I don't give a fuck, yo. You can't fight me for real then.
Like he was on his face popping off. I'm like, yo, if you don't get out of my face, I'm going to throw you off of this stage.
I'd have spat on him. Yeah, yo. You can't do that, yo. You get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, punch him in his mouth. I like that. Just proves I am not built for that.
That kid was like 16 too.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying it's pretty fucking bold on a 16-year-old to just fucking lord over somebody like that.
He's just bigger than the other dude. Dude just gave him the finger. Nah, I'm not built for that. Again, it's one thing like to like you can call me whatever you want, but he was too close. He was too close. I'd have like elbowed him in his throat. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, can't do it, yo.
I couldn't be an esports player. Don't.
I know, Terrence. I could never imagine you fucking being an esports player in a competitive game. Are you kidding me?
Nope. I get too angry. Like I've gotten a little bit better, but not enough. I know I haven't. I'll be ready to fight in that motherfucker. They don't throw me out. What was somebody got in a fight. He was black. I can't remember what his name is. From New York. Anyway,
Terrence. Was that his name? Black guy from New York who likes fighting games.
I think his name was Sanford. I think he also got
yeah, that's a black name, boy.
Yeah,
Sanford. That's his first name.
Something like that. He also got accused of like sexual harassment. So
well, fuck him then.
Yeah. So
people don't accuse you of that shit unless they have a reason to accuse you of that shit. So get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, before we get into topics of the week, don't forget to go to densepixels.com/premium. Sign up for premium membership for TMP Studios. Every week you get look forward. Great episode this week. Talking about pedophilia was the light content on Look Forward this week.
Yeah, Jay flipped out.
Jay got fucking angry. Jay got angrier than I've ever seen him.
Jay got Terrence mad. That is.
So this week I'll look forward to a rant for the ages from Jay.
Look, I get it.
I understand.
I'm right there with him. Fuck them niggas.
But you also get access to our other premium shows. Me and Micah should be recording the Mission Impossible 3 episode of Men of the Golden Tongues here very soon. Again, just $5 a month, $50 for the entire year. densepixels.com/premium. Don't forget to subscribe to the other shows in the TNP Studios family. You got us, you got the Nerdpocalypse, you got Black on Black Cinema, and you got Coming Distractions. Great episode of Nerdpocalypse this past week. I was screaming through my fucking phone when you guys were talking about the James Bond news from last week because I had stuff I wanted to say about it.
I'm sure I got something wrong.
But, no, not. I mean, you did, but not to the point of egregiousness. It's just I don't understand why people don't understand that the way the Spectre ended. Daniel Craig's James Bond is probably sitting on a beach somewhere at the beginning of this new movie.
Yeah,
that's what fucking synopsis said.
Right, yeah. That's what the press release said.
Right. So just like the fact that there's a new 007 is everyone's fucking losing their fucking minds. I'm just like, it's not that fucking serious, and she's probably going to die within 30 minutes of the movie starting. So calm down.
Yeah,
there's always
that was my thought too.
Yeah.
Before you even said that, I'm like, she's probably gonna end up getting killed.
Right. There's always a sacrificial lamb in every James Bond movie. So.
I don't like James Bond. I don't want the black woman to die.
What do you think about my idea of splintering Lashana Lynch off? You don't think it'll happen?
I don't think it's gonna happen, and I don't need it. I don't need it. You know my biggest issue with the fucking Marvel films. There's too fucking many. There's 3 to 4 a year. Don't start pumping out fucking James Bond film franchise bullshit at the same rate. I like the fact that I have to wait 3 to 4 years between James Bond films because it makes me miss it. So that when it comes back, I'm really fucking excited about it.
You don't want to Bond every year?
No,
absolutely
not.
You don't want them to do the Call of Duty method of James Bond?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if you're gonna do it, give me a fucking Felix Leiter movie for Christ's sake. Give Jeffrey Wright the starring role, and let's see Jeffrey Wright do his thing. God, do not annualize my fucking franchise. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. So Don't forget to go to youtube.com/10pixels. Click the red subscribe button. We upload the podcast in video format every week, so you can get really fucking mad at the prospect. Mike is bringing up shit that's giving me fucking heart attacks over here. You're gonna make 2 film series? No. Can you imagine if they had followed through with that fucking Halle Berry fucking film series?
I can't imagine that, because that movie is fucking trash.
The intrepid adventures of the NSA field agent fucking Jinx. just sink the Johnson.
I dropped
NSA
building off, and like those niggas just sitting at desks.
Right, the NSA, they don't like they sit at desks and spy on people's webcams and shit. Right? That's all they do.
Jinx goes to Russia to murder a fucking fictional character named Ted Snow. She has to assassinate him.
Oh Jesus!
Actually, I wouldn't mind that movie. That'd be fucking hilarious. I will, Micah. You can start with topics of the week. We'll talk about Comic-Con.
So, San Diego Comic-Con happened. It's I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a little comic book convention that just kind of blew up, and now that's where everyone goes to talk about like pop culture. It's pop culture mecca. It's very fun. It's also very tiring. But if you like that stuff, like kind of stuff, I would say you should do it at least once. And start a podcast before you do, so then you can apply for press, because that way you don't have to wait in line for a fucking ever. But they do have the occasional video game thing there. So at the only reason I put this story on is because of the name of the panel that this gentleman was on. So Hideo Kojima was part of the Master Storyteller panel.
Was he? I mean, he can tell a story.
Not like a master. More like a white belt.
I mean, some would argue that he is the master storyteller.
Okay.
He drags his stories out.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
9 hours worth of cutscenes in his games, but
he surprised audiences by revealing the final box art for his cryptic Death Stranding. And I mean that's what gets people going now. Box art. So he revealed the cover. And he said that it'll have a steelbook also that'll be part of a $70 special edition and a $200 collector's edition, where apparently you can buy a baby for $200. Who knew? Both covers feature Sam Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, who must brave a world utterly transformed by the Death Stranding and save mankind by reconnecting a fractured society. At the Master Storytellers panel, Hideo Kojima talked about Keanu Reeves, who was originally tapped to be a part of the Death Stranding cast, but Keanu Reeves wasn't good enough for Hideo Kojima, and he handpicked Mads Mikkelsen. Look, I mean, he's right there. Right? Like, Mads Mikkelsen is a much better actor than Keanu Reeves. I know everybody loves Keanu Reeves right now, but he's not the strongest actor.
No, not really.
And you'll get your Keanu fix in Cyberpunk 2020. Master Storyteller Hideo Kojima also had something to say about the Battle Royale trend, which has spawned the likes of PUBG, Fortnite, and Apex Legends. Quote, when I started Master Storyteller Kojima Productions, the easiest thing for me to do would have been to make a game where everyone is on an island and they shoot each other. Instead, I just make a Metal Gear where I don't shoot anybody.
I'm actually shocked that he didn't fucking say, actually, Death Stranding is a one-player battle royale game, and you're playing against yourself. you're battling yourself to try to be the last man standing.
Oh, God.
Another topic that was discussed was the future of the combination of gaming and streaming, which master storyteller Hideo Kojima believes will make the video game industry very interesting over the next 5 to 10 years. You see, you need to be a master storyteller to pontificate on the fact that streaming technology, as it advances, is going to make the video game industry interesting. You have to be a master storyteller to have that point of view. He is quoted as saying gaming will be streaming too. In the future, games and movies will come closer in a similar category. So I think we're going into an era with a lot of possibilities in which it will not just be interactive or non-interactive. There will be something in between as well. You are right, master storyteller Hideo Kojima. It is called a master storyteller Hideo Kojima video game because there are points where you interact and there are points where you just don't interact. And that's like the mixture, right? Like you get the best of both worlds where you're just like passively sitting back. And then after an hour and a half, you pick up the controller and you start to sneakily find your way to the next cutscene for another 60 to 90 minutes. That's the something in between that he's talking about. He in all seriousness, he thinks, or this article thinks, that master storyteller Hideo Kojima might be referring to such projects as Bandersnatch, which was on Netflix, which was basically a choose your own adventure Black Mirror story.
Did I get nominated for an Emmy?
For some dumb reason, yes, it did.
I don't get that shit at all. It did not deserve it.
Because it was different. That's why. Because it was different. So what do you think? Where do you see the future of, let's all pretend that we're master storytellers and pontificate on the future of streaming and gaming. I mean, Stadia is coming.
Yeah,
I mean, we've talked about it enough, I think. But I think we're all on record as saying that this is not going to be here as. All right, let's talk about his timeline. Do you think the next 5 to 10 years it's gonna be aces?
No,
like Stadia is just gonna be.
We can't, and by and so I mean this is a worldwide thing. You can't just fucking put it on the U.S. But as far as the U.S. goes, just in localized politics, we can't figure out how to fix roads. We can't figure out how to repair bridges, despite the fact that that's a pretty common goal on no matter what side of the spectrum politically you reside on. We can't figure out how to deal with infrastructure.
Yeah. So and isn't that what Death Stranding is all about? Like dealing with infrastructure.
It is, yes.
Bridging the gap between.
Yeah, you're building ladders that you can climb.
Yeah.
So we can't figure that out now. I don't think why you think we're going to be able to figure it out in the next couple of years. And in order to bolster home internet to make streaming as a primary delivery system for gaming a viable option for the majority of people who play games, that requires a lot of infrastructure and people laying down fiber lines, and there being more than 5 large companies that basically control all of the internet in this country.
And the interesting thing about that, I mean, the fact that there are people in this country that have like absolutely no, like I have better internet on my tethering my phone to my PlayStation than Andy has. Just period.
Yes.
Like honestly, just period. But the thing is, like, if you have the infrastructure, which most people on the fucking East Coast have, it's just a push of a button at the site that you're getting the internet from to give you faster internet. It's literally just pressing a button, bam, to open up the bandwidth. But these companies are garbage. So they charge so much money to give you faster internet when they really don't have to. We're too greedy for Stadia to be a good thing.
It would literally take the regulation. It would take the internet becoming a public utility.
Yeah,
in order for that to happen
to large corporations, and there's way too much regulation. I mean, as far as that is concerned. for them to have fast enough internet for everybody, for Stadia to be worth a damn to the majority of the people. Like, there are going to be some people that have Google Fiber, like in Atlanta. I know our friend Tyrone, he has it. Again, he downloaded a fucking 10 gig game in like 2 minutes, which really made me upset.
That's ridiculous.
That was really upsetting to me. So he would be able to use Stadia. So they're looking at those people, and that's coming in. No, it isn't. And again, we're too greedy as a people for people to have like internet to run that.
I mean, it could happen. I just don't see the road forward right this second.
It could, and also you got to take into effect, like, even if you do have really good internet, no matter what, there's going to be lag. There's going to be an input delay, because that's just how that works. You're not going to get 1-to-1, and I don't like that.
You technically don't get 1-to-1 with wireless controllers.
Yeah, so imagine using the wireless Stadia controller. You're streaming your game with trash internet. Like, nah, no. Fighting games, no, absolutely not. don't even put fighting games on Stadia, because it's going to be worthless. And like single player games, yeah, you can deal with like the slight delay. It's fine. So no, I don't. Maybe in Japan, because they have like way better internet infrastructure, because they're smaller, and I don't think they're as greedy. It might work fine there, but Google's not a Japanese company, so it's so stupid.
Well, there you
I
go.
think Stadia is going to fail. Let's be perfectly honest with you. And how Google works, like, they get bored really quickly. They just do. Like, what was Google Glass? That didn't work out. When the last time you seen somebody walking around with Google Glass? When the last time you heard somebody talk about Google Glass?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So I just don't see streaming being. But then again, Microsoft has their whole thing working with PlayStation and Sony. So who knows? I don't know. But I just don't think we're generous enough for that to be a thing.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I find all of this terribly interesting. But I'm not good with segues. Speaking of things that don't look interesting.
Speaking of terrible things that some people thought looked interesting.
I'm not going to say it's terrible.
No.
But it's not is I don't see the hype that everybody is.
Well, so here's my problem. We talked about this before the show. So people are basing, like, people that reported on this are talking about taking the temperature in the room in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
Of the demo that was shown for Marvel's Avengers to a panel of fans at the biggest hall at the biggest comic book convention in the world that had to probably wait to get in this room. And they're like, they went nuts for it. No shit. No shit. It would have been news if they had it. Not exactly a unbiased arbiter. As far as focus groups go.
Well, no con or anything like that. Like, even from movies, like
right. Remember Scott Pilgrim versus the World? They got a tremendous reception for what they showed for Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or whatever the movie was called, and that movie didn't do too well.
I mean, it's a good movie.
It is a good movie. But
I'm talking like festival crowds, like if you're at cons, like, you're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
So like, even the worst movies would be like, oh my god, this is a standing ovation for this stupid ass movie. Like, that's just the way people are. Like me, nah, yo.
There was a guy who was super excited to talk to Paul W.S. Anderson. Like, come on, yo. Come on, man.
I'm fucking 2 days just to get the whole H if you're not pressed.
Look, if they were,
I'd just be angry. Like, yo, this better be good, or I'm gonna fight.
If they were super confident about the reaction, they'd have released this gameplay footage.
Where's the footage? Where's the footage? They would have released it, and we would be able to see it on YouTube in like 4K. Right now. But they said they're gonna wait till GDC.
Okay.
Yeah.
To release the footage. And I'm like, when the fuck is that?
September.
2 months from now. Okay.
Yeah.
But look, so obviously we're talking about Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics Marvel's Avengers game. And so we saw the, some intrepid sleuth decided to record the demo, and I saw the demo. It was pre-alpha, so I'm trying to be as fair as possible because look, the game doesn't look like garbage, right?
It looks fine,
right. It looks fine aesthetically, right? It looks fine, but I'm not like super hype yet. So we saw how it's gonna kind of play. It's a story driven third person action game. And what we didn't see was customization, which that's what I'm hoping is.
Well, Micah, don't worry, because Marvel made sure to detail on their website here about how customization is going to work. Let me just read for you from the article here. You'll be able to customize your playstyle by investing skill points to harness the hero's unique powers, driving the point home that each game experience will differ from person to person, hero to hero. Sounds revolutionary. I've never heard of a game that lets you use skill points to harness unique powers from the characters that you're using.
Wow, it's literally just a pretty version of the game I'm playing right now.
It's co-op, right? It's going to be like 4 players.
It's going to be co-op. It's going to be online co-op. It's going to have the campaign. I believe you can go play with 4 other people, or with 3 other people in the campaign. So I saw Thor, and Thor was just kind of running around hitting people, and he's doing the God of War thing, which is, funny to call it the God of War thing now, but he's doing the God of War thing where he's throwing his hammer and retrieving it back. Then they transition to Iron Man, and you see Iron Man just kind of fly around and do the same thing. And then at one point you see the Hulk, and the Hulk is like, everybody does just what you think they would do. Like I am neither.
You are whelmed.
I am completely whelmed.
You are whelmed.
Everybody acts the way they're supposed to act. They play how I thought they would play. I'm whelmed. What I want to see is all the different customizations and stuff like that. And if it's just going to be, invest skill points into a thing to make it what is it, to make it use less energy, and to make it increase attack damage, and to make it do more damage to the stagger gauge, then
I'm going to step beyond that. Customization, fine. Like, you're an RPG. Congratulations. Show me the loop. Show me why I'm going to want to play this game 6 months after it comes out.
Right. What is it? The 30-second game loop?
Right.
Is that what they call it, to keep you coming back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't see it. It's cool. Like, it does. It looks like it plays like God of War. Like, okay. At least for Thor. I mean, the Hulk footage was entertaining because he just throws people all over the place. I always like playing as a Hulk. I wasn't impressed at all by the gameplay footage. I'm just like, okay.
And look, this game doesn't come out for 10 months. I mean, we're holding it to a standard that we probably shouldn't be at this point. But it's just, people are getting really excited, and I'm just like, you haven't given me a reason to get excited yet.
10 months, but like, we've seen what we see what it's going to look like. We see what it's going to be. Behind the back, action, adventure, or whatever. I'm sure there's going to be costume customization and shit like that to make your characters look different.
It better.
Yeah, I can't imagine it wouldn't, because like, I just don't like the flak jacket look on Cap.
Captain America's riot gear. Like, no, that ain't working, bro. That's some Blue Lives Matter gear, Cap. You need to change that shit.
But yeah, I'm just kind of like, you're not doing anything. I know it's the Avengers and everyone loves the Avengers now, but if it's just this type of game with the Avengers skin, okay. What do I need to get excited for?
So look, we'll see. Look, like you said, Brad, to be fair, this game doesn't nowhere near finished, and we don't really know everything about it. But at the same time, like I hear people say that, and like, well, you can't judge it because it's nowhere near done. Yeah, but I can judge what they put out because what they put out is they put it out specifically to be judged. Like, and they hope that you like it. So, yeah, from what I see right now. It looks fine. I hope, because you know me, I'll throw some money at something. I hope that this is a good game.
But look, there's a lot of competition for our attention coming out around the time that game releases, and it's the beneficiary of releasing on the back end of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, fucking Final Fantasy VII Remake, Watch Dogs Legion, Cyberpunk all release in the 2 months leading up to Adventures coming out.
That's ridiculous.
And movie wise, what's coming out around that time next year? Anything as far as the MCU?
May.
Yeah. I don't think so. What's the next? When the Eternals comes out, right? Like November of next year.
I think so.
What's coming is it Black Widow? She coming out before them?
Black Widow comes out May 1st.
Next year?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be something to keep people like in for the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
and that comes out before the Avengers one, though. About 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Like just to kind of get people right, like get it back into people's minds that hey, this game is coming out. Like I'm sure there's going to be a ton of advertisement for it, but you want to have some extra advertisement as far as because this is an MCU type thing. So I don't know. I just hope it's good.
Yeah,
because what I see now, I'm just kind of like,
honestly, right. I honestly hope it's good, man. I honestly hope it's good.
Yeah. Speaking of good, you motherfuckers.
You're welcome.
You motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You gonna do this to me? You're not gonna tell me that one of the greatest RPGs of all time fucking came out last October?
Wow.
You're not going to sit here and fucking tell me that the game of the year is just fucking flying under the radar? Mike is going to come on the show and be like, yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like all the other Assassin's Creed games came before. It's pretty good. Assassin's Creed honestly fucking great.
One, that game did not fly under the radar. What the fuck? Two, I put 100 hours into that game.
Y'all undersold the shit out of it. All of you. And I'm not just talking about Micah. Micah's the worst defendant. He's in front of me. So he's getting my wrath. All of you out there, all of you should have been fucking clamoring for people to play this fucking game. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. I just started playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey last Thursday. I've already sunk in over 12 hours into this fucking game. I don't have time to play video games. You think I have time to sit here, fucking put 12 hours in Assassin's Creed Odyssey in 5 days? No. I've got a life. I've got a job, work full time, two jobs technically, recording fucking YouTube videos and sitting with you guys. I got a wife, I got a family, but I'm sitting here fucking around in ancient Greece, killing the shit out of people. It's fucking awesome. It is great.
Why?
Because part of this is right. So look, part of this is because like you know like when you buy a car, right? You buy a new car and it's awesome. And then like you have the car for 10 years and then eventually you buy another new car, but you're the beneficiary of all of these upgrades that have come in cars over the past 10 years that are now standard features. And you're just like, holy shit, I'm living in the future. This is fucking amazing.
That's amazing.
Right. That's what it's like for me. Because the last Assassin's Creed that I played to any length was Brotherhood. Okay. So I'm getting all of these like incremental upgrades that have been made in the Assassin's Creed games for the last, almost fucking decade, damn near. And I'm getting it all at once. So I'm just like, holy shit, the gameplay in this is incredible. You mean that I can just basically run up to any fucking surface like it's Zelda and hold the fucking X button and climb it? And it doesn't matter. I have to look for handholds and bullshit like that. That's fucking amazing.
You have no. Yo, come on, man.
No. You mean to tell me
3?
I didn't play 3.
I'm trying to think because again, I think the last one I actually played to any extent was 3. I played a little bit of Black Flag.
You
I don't
you
think I
mean
made it to a city.
you mean to tell me to get to this objective marker that's 600 meters away that I can just get on my horse and hold the X button and press triangle and it'll walk my sassy ass down the road to get to this new objective marker and I don't have to fucking run all over the place? That's what you're telling me that's I do? That's great. You're telling me to unlock fast travel for each region, all I gotta do is find the fucking eagle spot and synchronize that shit and I can just zoom around like crazy?
Yo,
I don't have to ride my boat everywhere except for occasionally.
Yo, you have really been out of the loop.
I have been.
Damn.
I have been. You're telling me that I've got a real skill tree, like a bona fide role-playing game skill tree that lets me customize my play style to my preferred method of kicking ass in this game?
Well, technically, that came with Assassin's Creed Origins, right?
I didn't play Origins.
He didn't play Origins.
That was the one before. That literally came out like 2 years ago. So
Right.
that's
So all of this is great. Fucking shoulder button combat in this game. Fun. It's fun. It's fun to be surrounded by 5 people and beat the shit out of them.
Wow, I did not realize that Brotherhood was the last one
Yes.
you played. Holy shit,
was
dude.
that 4-3?
Yes.
Yeah, that
That
was
was part of the Ezio trilogy.
yeah.
that was Assassin's Creed 2 Part 2.
So I'm getting 8 years worth of upgrades injected into me in one fell swoop. That's great. The story. You're telling me that I don't have to give a shit what happens outside of the Animus? That the outside of the Animus is such a minor part of the game, and I can just live inside of the world that you've crafted? That's what I want. That's what I need. I don't want to talk to these people in the present day. Fuck that. I don't care about them. Let me run around ancient Greece.
Oh shit.
I don't give a shit about Abstergo. Who gives a fuck?
Yo, I did not realize like you hadn't played Assassin's Creed in that.
Yeah, it's been a long
yo.
time. So like I said, great upgrades. The map. I was expecting a big map. Okay, I was expecting a huge map. I wasn't expecting a map that is. I think it might be bigger than Skyrim. It's humongous.
I
And,
still
like,
haven't unlocked every single portion of the map.
It's enormous.
It
There's
is,
so
it
many
is.
places to go.
It is a job.
It is.
Damn.
It's fucking awesome. The storyline is. I've been riveted to my seat for 12 hours. I'm not even kidding. Like early in the game, like your first like big target that you have to hunt down. Like you find out who he is, and you're just like, they're giving this to me in fucking hour 6. What the fuck? Like, this is incredible. And then, like I said, I've like I've started to unravel the tale a little bit. I found the big bads in the game basically, and apparently there's also mythical beasts that you can hunt down. And the setting helps, right? Like, so that's another big thing too, is that you got for the Assassin's Creed games, my enjoyment is going to be proportional to how much I enjoy the setting that you put it in. So ancient Egypt, I wasn't interested in Origins because I don't like ancient Egypt. It's boring. It's played out. Everyone's done it before. I love Greece. Fucking give me a fucking Greek game, and I'm gonna go fucking find Kratos and kick the shit out of him with Cassandra. It's gonna be great.
Yes, thank you. I was about to ask who'd you choose?
Oh, I had already heard that the male voice actor was garbage.
Yes, he is garbage. He sounds kind of like this. Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's because obviously I've run into that character throughout the game, and I'm just like I chose wisely.
You
here.
chose the right
There's
one.
there's a lot of nuance here. And it's like a Bethesda game in getting to make these minor like macro decisions that have fucking ripple effects that you can't even fucking see until much later in the game.
Brad, there have been 7 main console Assassin's Creed games between the 2 you've played.
Yes,
7.
correct. I dabbled in Revelations. I didn't make it very far in Revelations because I was burnt out on the series at that point.
Wow.
And then it took me this long to come back. But I'm glad that I waited. I'm so glad that I waited. This game is one of the best role-playing games of all time. It's not like it's not even an Assassin's Creed game to me.
No, it's not Assassin's
This is
Creed
an
anymore.
RPG.
That's what they said. That's what they said they were out to do. They said that they were out to change Assassin's Creed and to make it a fully fledged role-playing action adventure game. And all the bullshit of needlessly collecting certain things and all the stiff animations. Brad, that there's a thing that you can unlock where you can just jump off a cliff and land.
Yeah, I saw that upgrade. And I'm just like,
in the Animus.
Yeah,
who the fuck cares? You gotta get down there. No more fucking. Okay, now I gotta hold the button and then climb down. Nah, just jump off that bitch.
It's been fucking great. Yeah, it's cool. Like the characters are all interesting. Everyone is a like there's a few boring characters. Like you can't make everyone cool.
But the side characters in this game are really like
they have tons of personality. Even the ones that are fucking like I wanted to punch Marcos in his fucking face, but at least he's got a personality. He's got a character. He's someone that I don't mind talking to. Yeah. It's great. The gameplay is fun. The skill trees, the upgrade trees. Again, it's not like they're the first game to do this, but it really does. For this game, it's super important because you have three main trees. You have your bow tree, you have your fucking punch people in the face tree, and you have your assassin tree. And really, it really does change your playstyle, or you can let your playstyle influence your upgrades, right? It took me a while to kind of figure out which way I wanted to go, and now I'm getting better at it. I love the fact that you can take gear that you get in the beginning of the game and keep it relevant for the entire game if you want to. Like if you really like how something looks. Yeah. Oh, free transmogrification. Thank you. Why should anyone have to pay for transmog in a game ever? Yeah. For Christ's sake.
Can't stand having to find like items to do transmogs and shit.
Yeah, no.
Like, I just want my to go.
Yeah, no, just hey, you got this other thing, you can make it look like whatever you want. So once you get the stuff that you like the way it looks, find the one that has the best stats for your build. Oh, loadouts. Tell me how fucking Destiny doesn't have custom loadouts yet 5 years in, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey does. So that you can make literal builds. You want stats? You need stats in your RPG? Guess what? Assassin's Creed Odyssey has got them. Every fucking stat you could ever fucking imagine is in this game for you to check out. It's a great fucking role-playing game. I'm enjoying it better than fucking Skyrim at this point, this far in. It's better than fucking Skyrim. Bring me your fucking hate, your tears. I don't care. Guess what? There's as much dumb shit to do in Skyrim as there is to do in this game, except that the main story so far has been 1,000,000 times better, and the gameplay is 1,000,000 times better than fucking Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim's gameplay is not good.
Have you hit a wall? Well, you haven't hit the wall yet when it comes to like leveling, have you?
A little, like, so I'm around level 13 now, and it's starting to creep in a little bit where I'm now having to grind out a few side quests before we can do stuff.
Look, just do it, yo.
Micah, not only have I changed my stance on the XP booster, I'm happy to give them the $10 at this point. This game is so good.
Just do it. Yeah.
Do it. Well, look, to be fair, I didn't pay for the game. So it's not a big deal for me to throw money at them when I haven't paid for the game in the first place.
So in the AAA space, as far as companies are concerned now, what are we looking at as far as who you putting your trust in as far as AAA games? Because Ubisoft apparently has been like nailing it over the past couple.
I mean, they keep delivering.
They fixed what was it? It was a game that came out really, really fucked up. Damn it, the first person shooter.
Assassin's Creed
Rainbow Six.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. That came out, it's trash, but people love it now. Like it's gotten a boost over the past like 6 months. Apparently people really love the Division 2. I don't know if anyone's still playing it. But what's the new game coming out? The Watch Dogs.
That's the thing. This has made me exponentially more excited about Watch Dogs Legion.
Like I really like Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2 is really fun.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the new Assassin's Creed games, but apparently I kind of maybe
That's
I'll play this one.
Look, it is somebody in a fan group asked if he should get Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I straight up look, this is the best Assassin's Creed game. Period, point blank. It is, and I'm amazed that they are still like putting out content for it.
Right.
Like they just finished an arc, but there are, it's littered with microtransactions. And look, I get it, right? Oh, Ubisoft, right? I get it, but at the same time, like, have a little bit of willpower. I don't know. Maybe that's victim blaming. I don't know. But
No, but you know what? To be fair, and maybe this changes later on. Though there are a ton of microtransactions, I don't feel like they're being fucking thrown in my face.
No, you literally have to go to the store tab to find them. You're like, they're not. It's
So
not.
The game doesn't start and like, hey, you can get this booster right now if you
I
want.
mean, they have it on the title screen, but it's not. But it's not like
screen, but it's off to the side. It's off to the side, and your eye is not drawn to it. More so is the white letters that say continue new game, that stuff. And then once you're in the world, you don't have to, like, if you run out of materials or something like that, the game doesn't prompt you to be like, oh, you could get them at the store. Like it has a ton of microtransactions, but they're not hitting you in the face with them. It's all the time. So look, I'm not here to talk about that. Like this series has come a long fucking way.
It really has.
2007.
Damn. 12 years. Shit.
It's just like I said, it's like, and I'm having my fun with all you guys out there not talking about this shit. I don't think that the game's media is giving this game its due. Some people have, like some people have. Greg Miller fucking bangs the drum for this game for sure. It didn't strike me as to how deep, as to how just polished the game is. Like it's just really fucking good. Like, and again, I've not been able to barely put the controller down for the last 5 days, and I don't see that ending anytime soon. This game, I keep saying it about whatever game here, but I haven't played Destiny in a couple weeks, and I'm not really motivated to go back in because I'm excited about the changes that are coming to Destiny, and I want those changes now. So I don't feel and there's nothing that I really am like pining for to grind for Destiny. So I've been playing Destiny. Dauntless, I hit the grind wall. So it's not been as fun to play Dauntless because now the monotony's starting to set in a little bit, right? So I haven't been going back to Dauntless that much. And then this game's been sitting on my hard drive for months because I got a code for it months ago, and I was like, I'll try to get to it at some point. I should have fucking prioritized this shit in the spring. Like maybe I didn't have to play it when it first came out because I was neck deep into Destiny. But man, I wish I'd played this game sooner than I did because I don't even know if I'm going to have enough time to spend in this game that I want to before Borderlands comes out. Like I'm really excited to fucking play to start to go after the fucking mythical beast at some point. I don't even know when it really happens in the game, and I know at some point it will. And if the DLC is as good as the main campaign is, I'll be excited to play that too. I just don't know if I'm going to have time.
I might go back and get the Atlantis DLC. That's, I think, the second set of DLC.
I mean, you own it, so you might as well play it.
But it is, dude, this game is incredibly long. Like no bullshit. This is a long fucking game.
Like Witcher long? Because Witcher 3 is really fucking long too.
It might be longer than The Witcher, yo. Like it's an
incredible.
I put over 100 hours into this game, yo.
There is so much that and spoilers for Odyssey if you haven't played it. Skip ahead 2 minutes if you haven't played it. You get to a point in the game where you find out that there's this essentially Illuminati organization that's fucking controlling things, and once you figure out what's going on there, you have like a fucking spider web of cult members that you need to assassinate. And there's like 50. Like there's literally like 50 of these fucking cult members that you can go after.
That's like
in the game.
That's similar to that Lord of the Rings game, right?
Sort of. But it has that too. Like that's not even, they have the nemesis system in this.
Oh, they do?
Oh, basically. Essentially they have mercenaries that as you do illegal activities, people will put bounties on you.
Yeah, they have wanted levels, dude.
Yeah. The mercenaries will hunt you down.
Yay.
Yeah. Essentially, like the mercenaries will hunt you down no matter where you are in the world. And if you kill them, you start to move up on the mercenary fucking power rankings and you get like bonuses based on which tier that you're in. And those fights are hilarious, by the way, because there was one where I got done a mission and I was standing on a hilltop, right? And I saw on my map the mercenary icon was slowly, like the meters were ticking towards me. I'm like, this guy's fucking coming after me. So I'm like, okay, he wants to throw down. Let's fucking go. I'm sitting on top of the hill. I see him running up the hill. So as he's coming up the hill, I'm just launching arrows at him because he's just running at me like a fucking moron, getting hit in the face by arrows. So finally he gets up to me. We start swinging swords. We start battling back and forth. All of a sudden, this other mercenary comes charging in from across the fucking field. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I don't want to fight two people at a time, two fucking mercenaries at a time, because the mercenary fights are not easy. They're usually the ones that are sitting around your level.
Right. Have you experienced the big dogs, like the they're kind of like mercenaries, but they are more powerful. I forget what they're called. Something starts with a P. But they're not just the regular mercenaries that you get from like the
pole marches.
Yeah.
The pole marks. Yeah. I've fought a couple of those so far.
Yeah. Like it's such a good game, dude, that it could literally be, you know how some people just buy a game and then that's it. That's the game that they play. That could be this.
Man.
Like that could be this. Like
if you're looking for the single player version of that game, like you don't want to do this connected world stuff, but you want a world you can get lost into, you can get Assassin's Creed Odyssey and fucking lose yourself in this world.
Yep.
There's that much to do. And sure, it's going to be monotonous like all games of this type are. And you get daily, like there's daily missions you can do. And those daily missions basically boils down to go somewhere and kill somebody or go somewhere and find this thing. But that's cool when the gameplay is as fun as it is in this game. When you can find inventive ways to murder people in this game.
Yeah, now that Fate of Atlantis is out, I might just go get that.
So shame on all of you for not hyping this game up to the level that it deserves.
I mean, I literally said that this is all I'm playing. And Stewart is gonna hear this and he's gonna be like, yeah, I can't do a Scottish accent, but he's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck, yo? Like that's all I do is play this game. This game is amazeballs.
It's really good. It's really good. And like I said, perfect game to like to take me 2 months until Borderlands comes out.
2 months. Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's when I'm gonna stop playing it is when Borderlands comes out. So whatever I can do between now and then is gonna be what gets done in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So
they did give me
it's part of the Gold Pass.
Oh shit, son.
So
well, I'm downloading that right now.
I haven't even done like any shipwrecks or anything yet because I'm afraid to go in the water. I'm afraid to swim.
Sharks will eat you.
Yeah. That doesn't sound fun. And plus I just hate swimming in games. I'm always afraid of drowning. Right. So
afraid of water levels.
Yeah, Dalton never liked them.
That's the black in you coming out.
never liked them. So there's been all these like shipwrecks you can explore that you come across as you're sailing, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep on sailing this way. So, but you get XP for discovering these locations. So maybe I need to start grinding some shit out.
Right?
Yeah, man. Look, just go ahead and buy it.
I'm probably going to. It's fine. Again, I didn't pay for the game, so give them $10 to respect my time more is fine. So that is it for this week. Don't forget to use our Amazon link, densepixels.com/Amazon to buy anything from Amazon, big or small. Be sure to join our fan group, densepixels.com/fans on Facebook. Subscribe to the show where you get your podcasts. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow Terrence on Twitch. He's Apparition410. Carrie is Sup It's Carrie. She's been streaming Golden Sun again lately. And if I ever stream, it's going to be on the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. So that is it for us this week. Thank you all for watching and listening, and we will see you the next time.
See ya. Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.